Hi, I'm King 5 meteorologist Rich Marriott, and it was kind of a wet and blustery night last night on into this morning. We did see a lot of leaves come out of the trees, and those ended up clogging a lot of the storm drains early on for a lot of standing water at the start of the commute. We were in first alert weather mode for a while, but we're out of that now as we're just looking at some rain and the leaves not coming down quite as fiercely. Eventually, the trees will run out of leaves. At least I'm very hopeful that's going to take place. Look at the Bellingham Tower cam, looking pretty quiet right at the moment here, mid-morning. We're looking at cloudy skies. Doesn't look like much rain coming down, and the winds have died down for the time being, but they'll be picking back up again as we head towards this afternoon. There in Tacoma, also pretty quiet, though we've seen very little motion out of the Tacoma Dome flag through the morning while we've been seeing those gusty winds out towards the Cascade foothills and up there north of Everett. But down around Pierce County, it's been pretty quiet, at least around the Tacoma Dome. Out along the coast, looking pretty wet right now, too, and they're going to continue to see that rain. We might see a little bit of a let up late today into early tomorrow, that little bit of a pause between the systems, and the next system moves in on Thursday. Looks like it might be even a little bit wetter. Checking those wind gusts overnight from our SchoolNet sites up there in the near the Cascade foothills, mostly in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range, not too extreme. It did bring down a few branches, though, apparently, because we did see a few hundred people with power outages this morning, and we did see a lot of leaves come down overnight as well, clogging those storm drains. You can see part of that's up and down the Sound. Near the Sound, we were actually looking at about the same wind gust area of about 20s to low 30s. Not enough to really damage anything, but enough to bring down more leaves and clog those drains, at least initially today. Weather Service has a winter weather advisory out for the North Cascades. Snow levels are actually running around 6,000 feet today, but up in the North Cascades, it's down around 5,000 feet. So we're seeing snow down to Washington and rainy passes on the North Cascades Highway. They could pick up anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow between now and Friday morning when that expires, and also could see some snow around the Mount Baker ski area as well. And as we head towards late in the week, we will see the snow levels drop down to 4,000 feet about the time we start to dry out. Checking some of our other watches and warnings, we have a flood watch out for Mason County. That's for this Skokomish River. We expect it to just barely get up into flood stage. The other rivers around western Washington, especially over in the Cascades, will get up to what they call action level, where you should keep track of what's going on if you live on a river or prepare for possible flooding. But at this point, it doesn't look like that's going to be happening. And probably the biggest item is out towards the coast. We're back into king tide season here for November, December, and January, and we'll see those peaking out here in the next few days. That combined with some very large swell that are coming to the coast. There's, in fact, a heavy surf advisory out there along the coast. We're going to be looking for the possibility of moderate to major flooding, coastal flooding out there during the day today and tomorrow because of that, and that's the reason they have the coastal flood warning out. Not quite as severe for about Pacific County southward. We're looking at a coastal flood advisory. Checking our extended forecast, so dropped out of first alert weather mode for the remainder of today, and we'll be seeing those temperatures warm up this afternoon. Still going to be rainy and breezy, but could get to the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Thursday, look for rainy and breezy again. That system might even be wetter tomorrow afternoon potentially, but once that moves through, we gradually dry out on Friday, and it looks like the weekend should be in pretty good shape. Checking the satellite image, you can see this system going through, and then the one for Thursday is just starting to develop down here, and that is going to rotate into us as we head on towards tomorrow, and especially in the afternoon tomorrow. We'll see that pushing through there, really wetting things down overall. And you can see there at Mount Rainier looking pretty wet this morning. They're at a little over 5,000 feet, so you can see that snow level in the Cascades south of the North Cascades were definitely above the pass levels, and there at Mount Rainier. Over the passes, barren wet pavement as well this morning. And checking out that snow level, you can see we stay pretty high today, and then we dropped about 5,000 feet tomorrow, 3,500 feet on Friday, still above Snoqualmie Pass. And even for Stevens and White Passes, it doesn't look like we're going to accumulate much in the way of snow as we dry out. Then over the weekend with that dry weather, we pop all the way up to 9,000 to 10,000 to 11,000 feet. So definitely not good winter snowpack building weather. So overall, ended first alert weather for the remainder of the day. We're going to be looking for another rainy and breezy day tomorrow, hopefully with fewer leaves involved. We'll look for decreasing showers Friday with some clearing. Partly sunny for Saturday and Sunday. Maybe some rain moving in late Sunday or early Monday. Temperatures warming up again on Sunday, pushing that 60-degree mark. That turns to showers Monday and maybe a couple leftover showers Tuesday. A little drier as we head into next week with highs dropping back to the mid-50s.